Hey Autoworlders, and welcome to the Autoworld Workshop. And today we're going to continue with some elements for the room build. And sometimes when I'm in my room, I kind of feel alone. So I thought to myself, a lot of people have done it, so why don't I make myself a friend? So today we're going to do our first droid here on the Autoworld Workshop. So when I got my first 3D printer, I started printing a lot of just small stuff, for fun, some cosplay stuff like 3D printed Mandalorian helmets. And then I found out that you can print out your own pit droid. So that was one of the first things I printed on my 3D printer. And then I stored it here in my shop like for what, 2, 3 years. So now I finally decided to make my pit droid. And since I was learning how to 3D print, it had a lot of problems. So I had to fix those because I didn't want to reprint this again since I already spent so much on this filament. So you're going to see me kind of fix the things because I didn't want a brand new, very good looking droid. I wanted it to be a little bit banged up. Even though I fixed it, the imperfections gave it character, and we can make up a story of what all these dings and scratches are. And I give it extra dings and scratches, as you're going to see soon. So let's just get into it, and let's see how I made my pit droid. Yeah, so these parts that I printed on my old printer are not the best, but I'm not going to throw it away, and I want this droid to be kind of like all messed up and just rusted and banged up. So I'm just going to fill this in with a little bit of UV 3D printed resin, make it fortify a little bit more, and then just sand it and just give it some texture to cover up all these faults that the old printer did because they weren't in good condition, they weren't printing right, and I didn't notice until they finished. But I don't want to throw it away, so yeah. That wasn't filling out too well, so I'm using UV resin. It's not for 3D printers. It's a little thicker and might help us out a bit more. Since it goes on thicker, I think it works a lot better to fill it up. I'm going to use more of this 3D printer resin and just put it all over, especially in these gaps and here, just to fortify it more than anything, and then to fill in these gaps a little bit. And now that the sun is out, after I do this, I'm going to take it outside, have it cure, then give it a couple of more coats, and then take it outside and have it cure in between every coat. So right now all these pieces have like 3 or 4 layers of 3D printed resin. I might put some more on some spots, but it's much harder and smoother than before. So this, I'll sand it down, and depending on what it needs, I might put more on them. Some of them I cleaned already with alcohol, like this one and this one, but I still need to clean this off with some alcohol too. So I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, so I'll explain what I did. This part broke when I was trying to push this in because I didn't sand this well enough to, you know, fit, so it did a lot of pressure. So when I tightened the screw, it snapped like you saw in the clip. So what I did was I welded it a little bit just to hold it in with some glue, and then I put some clips in here with the heat gun. So I use these clips here that you put in this gun and melt the plastic while pushing the clips inside. You put it in here, press the button, forms a resistance so it heats up and melts inside. So I put one big here and one here and another one in here. So after that, I snap off the little extensions that stay there, and after I sand it off, I put some UV resin and cured it. So now I'm gonna sand it a little bit, and don't know how I'm gonna paint it, but I like the look of just making it look like all messed up, because like I said, this 3D printer kind of messed up all the prints, so I'm going for that look. So I just might sand it a little bit just to paint it, and then age it a little bit more and make it look grungy. So I made this piece from EVA foam. I'm gonna paint it black, but this is gonna go in the eye. Okay, so this piece, after I paint it, goes in here. I'm not gonna push it all the way in, but it goes in here. And this is to hold in the light. This is what I'm gonna use. A light puck goes in there. Turns out with a remote. Changes color. And then I sand it down the inside, and this will go on top.
Please enjoy. Please enjoy.
So I bought this motion sensor from Amazon, and this board. You can put an SD card in it, and with any sound or anything you want. It's a sound card. And I had this speaker, I'm not sure if it's from a TV or something else, and it's small enough to fit in the back part of the droid. And one of these cables that I had already to give it power to the board. And I have one of these phone charger backup batteries, and this is what I'm going to use to power this whole thing. So this motion sensor activates the board for a couple of seconds, then it shuts off. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. So the sounds I put on the board in the SD card, I found them online. I just searched for Pit Droid sounds, and I just downloaded them and put them in here. And it plays it random. So yeah, let's do this again. See if I can do it twice with one hand. So it's not making any noise now, but as soon as it detects motion, now it stopped, and when it detects movement again, and now to put it in the droid, I'm going to put this in the back portion, put it all in there, and for now I still don't have a place to put it. I'm just going to have it like hanging in front of the chest or something. So this is where I'm going to put it, back here. I drilled some holes so the sound can come out. It's pretty tight. With one hand it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, there it goes. And this is where it's going to go inside. So I put it there just hanging. I might put a hole there and put the sensor inside, but if I move, so there you have it. There's my first droid, my first pit droid. And one thing is that I do not have a name for it. So I'm going to leave this to you guys to see if you can come up with a cool name so I can give this droid. It's going to be in my shop, so it could come up in a couple of my next videos. So write down in the comments any ideas that you have for this pit droid name, and I will consider it, and I'll let you know in another video which one I choose. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a long time coming. I've had this video edited without the intro and the outro like for maybe 6 months already. And I know I've been absent for like 3 or 4 months, but it's been a tough year for me. Job-wise, because I work in the film industry. And the last film project that I worked on was a series that's on Netflix now. It's 4 seasons. Part of it was filmed here in Puerto Rico. And it was in November of last year. So it's been almost a year since I don't work on a film production. But thanks to certain artists from Puerto Rico that's doing a lot of stuff here, music videos, concerts and stuff, I have had the chance to work on some things for these events and these videos. But since I have an NDA, I cannot let you guys know anything about that until maybe next year. So stay tuned. These builds and these things that I've done for this artist, it's going to come up in the channel, but later on. So that's something to look forward to. And I'm going to try and continue building stuff, because with the situation I've got started kind of get a little depressed and thinking about the future and what's going to go on, and I just didn't feel like making any content, and that's why this video took so long to put out. I've done smaller things for some friends that are also making a business, and they asked for my help on theming this business that they're doing, so that kind of helped me out to, to just have something to do helping them out with that. And you will see some of that stuff later on also on the channel. And now I might be away for some time because my wife and I had a trip planned like for 3 years. So we're going to Japan, and that might help me also. It's been a bad year financial wise for me, but since this was planned already, and I think it's good for me to, just think of something else while I'm out there, and I will be recording some of it. And you guys let me know if you want to see some of the things that happen, some of the things that I do over there in Japan. I am going to look for Star Wars stuff, of course, and anything that's related with any kind of fandom, because of course we're all geeks and nerds here and we enjoy this stuff. So I want to thank you once again for being here and staying here in the Outerwear Workshop. Welcome to all the new subscribers, because I've had a couple of new subscribers, even though I haven't put up any content. I will put up content for the new ones and for everyone else that's here, and also invite your friends to see if we can make this channel grow, and it could help me out also. And also I have down in the link is the link down in the description. There's a link for my Patreon if you want to help us out that way. I really appreciate it. So thank you once again for being here in the Ottawa Workshop. Hope to see you soon when we're here making something out of this world.